Hello again, Guardians. Welcome to week 7 of the MRP challenge. Today we're going to explore stress, not as the enemy, but as a powerful system that can either fuel your performance or hold you back. I want you to leave today with not only the science of stress, but also practical tools to handle it more effectively in your daily lives and missions. I invite you to take the next few moments to center and ground yourself. Settle in and arrive. Take these few minutes to yourself as we practice mindfulness together in a short exercise. Start by sitting comfortably, upright and dignified, your vertebrae stacked, and letting go of any tension you're holding. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. If you're concerned you will fall asleep or you're not comfortable closing your eyes, that's okay. Just lower your gaze, gently focusing no more than a few feet in front of you, keeping your gaze soft. Notice how it feels to be seated here in this moment. Feel your body sitting, the points of contact with the chair, your feet on the ground, your hands in your lap. Perhaps noticing the feeling of your clothing touching your skin, the socks on your feet, your toes, and your shoes, the different temperatures on your skin. If your mind is busy, just notice the thoughts arising. No need to engage with them or get carried away by them. Just notice the thought and let it pass by. Now bring your attention to your breath. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. You don't need to change your breathing, just observe it. Notice how the air feels entering your nose and leaving. If your mind wanders, and it will, that's okay. Gently return to your breath. One breath at a time, noticing the inhale and the exhale. And take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Notice how you feel in this moment. How do you experience stress? And how would you define it? How does it show up for you? What do you notice in your body, in your mind, in your behavior? What situations or things do you find stressful? And is that the same every time? Is it the same for everyone? What are the ways that you cope? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Take a moment to reflect on how stress impacts you as we move into talking about the physiology of stress. When your system detects stress, you actually get a two-phase response. First, the fast injection. Adrenaline floods within seconds, like the instant red alert siren on the ops floor. Your heart rate spikes, blood surges into the muscles, your mind narrows in. Then there's the slow drip. This is cortisol released by the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal glands, or the HPA axis. It comes online over minutes, like a steady fuel line that sustains the system for hours. Both are vital in the short term, but if that cortisol drip never stops, it starts eroding recovery, sleep, and long-term health. That's when stress becomes corrosive. That alarm system isn't just physical. It shapes how we think and feel too. Stress and mental health are a two-way street. Chronic stress increases the risk of anxiety and depression, and it also impairs attention and memory. On the flip side, when mental health is strained, like after trauma, burnout, or even poor sleep, your response system becomes more reactive. In week 3, we talked about the stress mindset. If you recall, Research shows that how you view stress actually changes how your body responds. Research shows that if you view stress as debilitating, your body and brain perform worse, leading to errors and burnout. But if you see stress as enhancing, your outcomes improve. It can fuel adaptation, growth, and resilience. Mindset acts like a lens, shaping whether stress becomes a fuel or a drain. The same stress hormones, different interpretation means different results. Every guardian knows what it's like to work through the circadian fog. Stress hormones delay sleep onset, and sleep debt makes the brain's radar less accurate. When you're sleep deprived, your amygdala, the brain's threat detector, becomes hyper-reactive and starts throwing false positives. At the same time, your prefrontal cortex, your rational control system, kind of like your command center, loses power. It's like running a radar array with half the sensors offline, noisy, inaccurate, and more prone to mistakes. Sleep is the #1 stress recovery system. That's why recovery sleep is not a luxury. It's critical to readiness and resilience. Interestingly, exercise is actually a stress on your system, but both resistance training and cardio act as controlled stressors. However, they train the stress system in different ways. Resistance training gives you an acute spike in cortisol and adrenaline. Think of it like running a drill for the ops floor. Alarm sound, the system is pushed, but it's in a controlled setting. Over time, those repeated stress drills build resilience. Guardians who lift regularly see lower baseline cortisol, better HRV, and a stronger sense of confidence. Something like, I can handle hard things. It builds tolerance for acute surges of stress. Cardio training is different. Because it's sustained, you get a longer cortisol release during the session. But here's the benefit. The recovery afterwards is deeper. Over time, cardio strongly improves parasympathetic tone and HRV, meaning your system returns to baseline faster after a stressor. Cardio also has stronger effects on sleep quality and reducing anxiety and depression. It essentially trains your recovery system. From a performance standpoint, resistance training inoculates you against the spikes, the sudden surges of stress. Cardio builds recovery capacity, clearing stress hormones faster and sustaining vigilance over long durations. For guardians, the optimal approach is both. Resistance prepares you for the surge, cardio ensures you bounce back and sustain focus during long missions and stressful times. Even 10 to 20 minutes of daily exercise can reset your system. Stress also changes how you eat and how your body uses fuel. It makes you crave quick sugars, highly salty, fatty, and processed foods. But those only destabilize blood sugar further and worsen energy crashes. Stable blood sugar means fewer spikes and fewer crashes. Balanced meals, protein plus complex carbs plus healthy fats, help stabilize both mood and physiology. Stress chews through micronutrients faster than normal, especially magnesium, B vitamins, and vitamin C. These are like the wiring, shielding, and circuit breakers of your stress system. If they're depleted, you burn out quicker. If they're steady, you handle stress with more resilience. That's why a balanced diet isn't just about physical health, it's about keeping your stress system optimized. Caffeine is one of the most widely used performance enhancers in the world, and for good reason. It blocks fatigue signals and gives you a sharper edge, which can be critical on the ops floor. But caffeine is also a stress amplifier. It ramps up adrenaline and cortisol, and if it's taken too late in the shift, it wrecks sleep, which is your #1 recovery system. The key is using caffeine like a tool, not as a crutch. Strategic, timed, and in the right dose. Too much or too late, and the very thing you use to fight stress will make stress worse. Stress doesn't just affect the brain, it impacts metabolic health. When cortisol stays elevated, your body pumps out more glucose, your insulin sensitivity drops, and your mitochondria, your energy factories, don't run efficiently. That means you hit your lactate threshold sooner. In other words, you gas out earlier, both physically and mentally. Chronic stress shifts that red line closer, limiting endurance, recovery, and even cognitive performance. For guardians, that matters in everything from PT scores to long operational shifts. Stress isn't all bad, otherwise natural selection would have removed it from the gene pool. The unpleasant nature of stress motivates you to take the initiative and overcome complex challenges. At the same time, short-term stress enhances your proactive problem-solving capacity by prompting you to anticipate and plan for potential challenges. It narrows your perspective, giving you superhuman focus. Finally, under stress, your brain releases adrenaline and norepinephrine. These boost memory by flagging events as mission critical. Cortisol in small doses also helps lock in memories, like a highlighter pen for important details. But if cortisol stays elevated too long, it does the opposite. It actually makes recall harder and wears down the brain's memory circuits. While your stress response may feel unpleasant, it enhances your physical, mental, and psychological performance when you need it the most. The relationship between stress and performance follows what's called the Yerkes-Dodson law, or simply the stress curve. With too little stress, you're understimulated. Alertness is low, boredom sets in, and performance suffers. With optimal stress, you're sharp. Focus, energy, and performance peak. This is the sweet spot where the system is engaged but not overwhelmed. With too much stress, the system goes into overload. Mistakes increase, burnout risk rises, and performance drops off. The key isn't eliminating stress, it's learning how to operate in that optimal zone. Training, recovery, and mindset tools help you keep you there, so stress fuels performance instead of derailing it. Stress leaves a trail if you know what to look for. Physically, it might show up as headaches, muscle tension, or fatigue. Emotionally, you may see irritability, anxiety, or feeling unmotivated. Cognitively, it could be racing thoughts, poor focus, memory slips, or zoning out. Behaviorally, you may notice changes in your sleep, appetite, over-relying on caffeine, increasing alcohol or nicotine use, or an increase in doom scrolling. Self-awareness is the first step to stress control. If you notice these signals, it's your radar telling you to reset and recover. Stress doesn't just affect us individually, it affects the team. Recognizing it in others is part of keeping a strong crew. Physically, a teammate may look exhausted or constantly fidget. Emotionally, they might withdraw, seem flat, or overreact. Cognitively, mistakes on routine tasks or lapses in vigilance may increase. Behaviorally, you may see isolation, more conflict, or sudden changes in routine. When you spot these signs, it's an important opportunity to check in. Sometimes a quick conversation or offering support can keep a teammate from sliding into overload. Take care of each other. So what can we do about it? When stress spikes, use techniques that help you get regulated in the moment. Use a mindset reframe. When stress hits, ask, how can this energy help me rise to the challenge? This shifts stress from threat to resource. There's a reason we say take a deep breath when people are upset. When we inhale, our heart rate increases and the sympathetic nervous system is activated. When we exhale, our heart rate decreases and the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. Some people respond really well to tactical breathing, also known as box breathing. It's simple, structured, and easy to use. Here's how it works. You inhale, ideally through the nose, for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale through the mouth for 4, and hold for 4, and repeat, kind of like drawing or tracing a square. This simple rhythm lowers your heart rate and restores clarity. Let's give it a try. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Good. So you would repeat that 2 to 4 cycles or 1 to 2 minutes. I also like to teach people to extend their exhale to give the parasympathetic nervous system dominance. Something like a 4-second inhale through the nose and a 6-second exhale through the mouth. The longer exhale can take a little bit to get used to, but give it a try. So we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Repeating that about 10 times for about a minute, that can really help reset you. Cognitive techniques include things like value and focus. Stress pulls your attention to the urgent. You can re-anchor to what matters by asking, what's my why? For you, it might be team, mission, or family. That keeps your actions aligned under pressure. When stress hits, it's also easy to react instead of respond. A simple tool that can help is the stop technique. S is for stop a moment. T, take a breath. O, observe what's happening in the body, mind, and environment. P, proceed with intention. It's like hitting the pause button on the ops console. Instead of reacting to noise, you filter, reset, and then act on the true signal. That small pause can mean the difference between a stress-driven mistake and a mission-ready response. You can use movement snacks. These are micro breaks, such as walking, stretching. This will drop cortisol and reset attention. Even a few minutes can make the world of difference. Bonus points if you do this outside. Mindfulness in the moment can break you out of autopilot. Even 1 minute of mindful recalibration reduces reactivity and sharpens performance. It's a skill. The more you train it, the faster you can return to focus under stress. Basically, you scan for noise. Those are thoughts, worries, distractions. And then bring your focus back to the signal, which might be your breath or even a single word, such as focus, calm. A quick 1 minute practice, we can call the radar scan. So you do this by sitting upright in your chair, feet flat, hands resting in your lap. Take in 1 deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Scan inward. Notice your body. Notice any tensions in your shoulders, your jaw, your back. Notice the noise, the thoughts, worries, external distraction. Label them as noise. And then return to signal, anchoring to your breath for 3 slow cycles. And if you have a word that you like to use, repeating that during that time. Ongoing stress tools build resilience over time by building good habits in fitness, nutrition, good sleep, and strong social connections. These aren't soft skills. They facilitate recovery. Without recovery, the system degrades. These habits lower baseline stress and improve recovery. Remember from earlier, regular exercise is an excellent stress buster. Resistance training helps you handle stress spikes, and cardio gives you faster recovery from stressors. Fuel and water aren't just about physical performance. They're part of your stress coping system. Balanced nutrition keeps blood sugar stable, which prevents the crashes that make stress feel worse. Adequate hydration supports brain function, reaction time, and emotional regulation. Even mild dehydration amplifies stress and fatigue. Good sleep hygiene restores your stress system overnight, sharpening focus, lowering cortisol, and giving you the reserve to handle tomorrow's challenges without overload. Just like breathing in the moment can help with acute stress, practicing HRV biofeedback or diaphragmatic breathing trains your nervous system for long-term stress resilience, improving recovery, lowering baseline stress, and strengthening your ability to stay calm under pressure. Come see me if you want to learn more about these techniques. Stress can cause us to isolate, but connection supports and stabilizes. Checking in with teammates is like linking satellites. The network is always stronger than a single node. Making time to connect with family or friends can help ground us. Mindfulness and meditation strengthen long-term stress coping by training your brain to filter out noise, stay focused on the signal, and recover faster when pressure mounts. Examples include regular practice of the radar scan we did on the last slide, or an extended breath awareness meditation. Body scan can also help by slowly moving attention through the body from head to toe, noticing tension without judgment. This helps catch early signs of stress and release physical tension. Mindful walking can be used. You take a few moments to walk, focusing on each step, Feel the feel of the ground and your surroundings. This acts as an active reset, ideal during breaks during or between shifts. Meditation practices include focused attention meditation. In this, you choose an anchor, such as breath, sound, or even the hum of equipment on the ops floor. Every time your attention wanders, gently bring it back to the anchor. This builds concentration and reduces reactivity. Another technique is the loving kindness or compassion meditation. In this, you mentally repeat phrases of goodwill towards yourself and others, such as, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may my team be strong. This enhances social connection and buffers stress through positive emotion. And lastly, the visualization meditation. In this, you can picture a calming scene, whatever that is for you, forest, ocean, even the quiet of a night sky. Visualization helps lower physiological arousal and reduces stress hormones. So here's your quick stress checklist. Check in with yourself through body scan, one of the techniques we talked about. Check in with your mood. How are you feeling? Watch your team. Keep an eye out for each other. If there's behavioral shifts, signs of stress, and then use the tools. Breathe, move, eat smart, connect. Life requires stress. When managed, it sharpens focus, mobilizes energy, and pushes growth. But unmanaged, it chips away at mental health, performance, and metabolic health. The difference lies whether we train it, recover from it, and use it intentionally. Use your tools, support your team, and learn to use stress to perform at your peak. And lastly, your weekly challenge. Take 30 seconds. Think of one stressor this week. Write down one way that stress could actually fuel your growth and one strategy you'll commit to trying this week. Thank you for your commitment to taking care of yourself, and have a great week 7 of the Buckley Mission Ready Performance Challenge. As always, reach out to me if you want to discuss any of the content here, or reach out to the team if you need any support or have any questions. Be well.